I was first introduced to the place as a child, 13 years old, and I thought to myself, the Bronx needs a museum. This is awesome. Fast forward, 1997, I walked into this building for an interview. What I thought would be 2 years, it's been 28.
I think that it's very rare that younger folks get to have intimate relationships with elders outside of their biological relatives. My name is Duneska and I'm a museum educator here at the Bronx Museum of the Arts. I feel so lucky to hear all of their stories and their experiences making art.
It's a great opportunity. I mean, you come here and they have wonderful teachers and you meet people. The creative process is saves your life. If there's hard times or good times, you get to have an outlet to express yourself.
What the class is doing for me now is helping me to be still and focus. Being very transparent, I'm on short-term disability, been having a very hard time. Yeah, I'm part of the old lady gang now.
It's nice that they offer things to seniors because we're forgotten. You know, we're basically the generation that nobody wants around. It's like a community. Everybody talks to each other, we help each other. It's some place that is fun to come. You know, it breaks the monotony of being home.
The Bronx Museum was founded by a group of community organizers, artists and creatives, not as individual, but a group that thought that it was important to represent the voices of artists that weren't being represented in the larger art world.
I feel like the Bronx is by the community for the community, and I think that's really significant. My name is Jennifer Teresa Villanueva, and I'm a Mexican-American artist from Chicago. There's just so much historical context around the communities here at the Bronx that just feels aligns with my practice. Knowing that there's a biennial that happens at the end of the program is really important because that also gives an important place to kind of showcase my work, especially when it is about my experience as a Mexican-American daughter of factory workers.
My name is Brian Fernandez. I am a Dominican-American artist from Washington Heights in New York City. I was a part of the 44th cohort of the Bronx AIM program. AIM has taught me what community is. It teaches artists how to navigate this professional landscape while also understanding that you don't have to do it alone. It's always felt like a safe space to discuss issues, to look at the harsh realities that being an artist in New York can bring, but also be generative too in a way we can discuss what it means to navigate this space.
It really gave me a lot of confidence, and that's something that I feel like previous residencies didn't necessarily provide for me. How do I sell my work? How do I get my work acquired? How do I be in a museum exhibition? That's what AIM taught me in the program, is how to have a sustainable practice.
The Bronx Museum has kind of supported me at all of these critical junctures of my career. It makes me really happy that I get to welcome museum goers and community members back into the museum when it reopens. The Woods Women project that's going to be at the Bronx Museum is a large-scale upside-down ark, actually. And the ark is going to be populated by various plants, especially plants that have been identified through a collaboration with New Roots Community Farm, which is just down the street from the museum.
We really want to create that welcoming space for everyone in our community and beyond. And one of the lovely things about the new design is that the architects took that deeply in mind. So creating this beautiful new orientation of the entrance where it's transparent, it's mostly glass.
Free and accessible to all is really what the sign says. So we wanted to honor that and make this relationship with the street and the museum as transparent as possible. My name is Ania Ramirez Jimenez. I am an architect and partner at Marvel.
Dennis Vermeulen, architect and partner at Marvel also. We've been on the Bronx Museum since 2021. It was built as a synagogue, and there were a lot of rooms and spaces and corridors with ups and downs, 3 steps up, 2 steps down. And that was a huge challenge, but it was central to our kind of original proposal, which was to bring some things down or up to even things out. We talk about agency and accessibility in social terms and psychological terms, but also just physically. It's nice to be able to walk through with your family, with your brother or sister in a stroller or a grandparent. One of the early walkthroughs we did of the museum, there's schools right around the corner, and these school kids, they could tell something was happening. And they were all like, had their faces pressed against a window and they're looking in. And they're like, what's going on? And it was like, that's it, that's what we're after. We wanted people like those kids to feel like, hey, I want to be in there.
It's also a way to create a kind of third space, not work, not home, but where you can come together with your community, with your friends.
The Bronx deserves it. This feels like such an overlooked borough still at times, and knowing just the many great people that make up the fabric of this community and how many of them would appreciate seeing more of the arts without having to take a train all the way to like Manhattan.
And it's good to know I don't have to go to Brooklyn. I ain't gotta go to Manhattan. The Bronx got it going on. I just need to say that.
It's such a transformative moment for us. It's really the moment to give the Bronx and the global community the world-class museum that it deserves. I'd like to just be knowing that we are punching at the weight because we're supported in that level. We're giving the proper building, the proper support for our staff, the proper support for our artists, the proper support for our audience.
I think I fell in love with the place. I truly do. It's not just words, not semantics or anything like that. Oh yeah, he's being mushy. No, I'm not. I fell in love with this place. Once I heard about the expansion, I said, this is what we need. It's ready to be exposed, ready to be seen. And lo and behold, here we are, 2026, we're on our way. Yeah.